Apologies for the attire, but these are my work clothes. I'm on my way home from, well, let's just say, from putting in a shift. James is my name. James Andrew MacArthur. At least that's my name during the day. James Andrew MacArthur. Gentleman scholar and pillar of the community. By night, however, I'm best known as Jimmy Mac. Notorious scallywag and tip-top leaf. And shh!
He switches the torch off and hits the floor. We hear the sound of police sirens and we see flashing blue lights. They pass and James rises.
False alarm. It's not even the constabulary I'm afraid of these days. Not primarily, at least. I'm afraid I was forced to tempt fate. Still, fingers crossed, touch wood, rub the rabbit's foot and whatnot. I think I've gotten away with it. You wouldn't think one of these could help you save your life?
He fishes into his bag, removes and holds up a pineapple.
A great addition to Britain's cuisine. Mind you, this isn't one going to isn't going to save anyone's life. It's nothing more than a red herring. Pay it no attention. The other one, well, that's a long story. It all happened over a year ago.
Stage darkens, and when it lights again, we are taken back 12 months. Half of the stage is in darkness, and the other half of the stage reveals James sat at the kitchen table. There is a telephone on the table and a large plate covered with a tea cloth. He looks at his watch and frowns. The phone rings.
James Andrew MacArthur speaking.
Your wife would like to speak to you.
I beg your pardon?
The other half of stage is now lit, and we see Elizabeth, gagged and tied to a chair. A Russian, Dmitri, holding a gun, removes the gag and gives her the phone. He holds the gun to her head.
Jimmy!
Elizabeth?
Jimmy, I'm in the shit.
Liz? What's the matter? Liz? Liz?
Your wife is right. She is indeed inside the sheet.
What? Who the fuck are you?
I am Dmitri. We have spoken before, in the Crown and Rose.
The Rose and Crown?
Yes, the Crown and Rose. Many times. I made you an offer, the legendary Jimmy Mac, a job only you could do.
Yes, I remember. And I told you to stuff it up your hairy, commie arsehole.
Yes, that is correct. You did. And you all had very much laugh. But you are not laughing now, Jimmy Mac.
Why is my wife with you?
She is helping me, just like I helped her. Just like you will help me. You are going to do that job for me.
Am I fuck? Let me speak to my wife!
As you wish. But when we speak again, remember your manners, James Andrew MacArthur.
Liz, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine so far.
What happened?
Well, 1 minute I'm preparing party food for Saturday night. You remember, we're having the twins and everyone over. It's our anniversary. Don't tell me you've forgotten that too.
No, of course not. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes, good. Well, anyway, there I was preparing all the latest stuff, the melon, the things, you know, the cheese and pineapple sticks. Gonna make sure it's a right posh do. And the next thing you know, he's at the door with his gun cocked with his "Come with me" demand.
What does he mean he helped you?
Oh, that. He means he lent me money.
What? What do you mean? How much?
20,000.
20? And you borrowed the money from this Russian?
I had to pay off the McGanns.
The McGanns?
Yeah, I owed them money. I borrowed them to pay off the bookies and the bingo hall. Got a bit carried away.
But I know the McGanns. I could have sorted it with the McGanns.
I know you know the McGanns. That's why I had to pay off the McGanns. I was embarrassed.
You were embarrassed, so you went to the Russian?
He seemed nice and he said he knew ya.
Oh, he knows me all right. He wants me to do a job for him, and I've always told him I'm not interested. I have my code.
But James...
And since when have you been a gambler?
Let me think. Oh, yeah. Right about the time you started ignoring me. Right about the time you started taking me for granted. In the pub, every evening cracking jokes and then all night cracking safes, the legendary Jimmy Mac. Then home to his wife and asleep. All day. No one knows that bit. Some legend. I was looking for some fun, James. Some excitement.
So, James, what is your answer now? What's your answer with my gun at your pretty wife's head? Maybe you do the job now, Jimmy Mac. I let you think about it for 3 minutes.
Dmitri hangs up, and that side of the stage is dark once more.
I thought about saying, pull the trigger. 20 bloody grand. But I do love her, really. I was livid, though. I have this code, you see. No violence and no jewellery. I'll steal anything, but not jewellery. Never jewellery. Jewellery has sentimental value. There's always a story behind it. There's emotion involved. Powerful passions. Stealing such items would inevitably bring retribution. You can't mess with emotional stuff. There's a power attached to such items. Cosmic justice, karma. It's too risky. If I broke my code, I knew there'd be a terrible price to pay. But what could I do? 3 minutes is a long time.
The phone rings.
Well,
I'll do it. Then we're square.
absolutely. You bring me egg and everyone is happy. That's the deal. You bring me egg and everything is okay. No more debt to Dimitri and wife back home to Jimmy. After that, I don't care. After that, maybe you will ban her from the bingo hall and the betting shop.
Dimitri puts his phone down.
Come on, Jimmy boy. There must be a way. Get your thinking cap on.
He stares at the table. He picks up a cocktail stick with a piece of cheese and a chunk of pineapple on, goes to eat it, then suddenly pauses and stares at the snack.
Eureka. Eureka, you bloody Eureka!
James drops the food, grabs the phone and quickly dials a number.
Nick, it's Jimmy, man. Yeah, I'm good, but listen. I need to pick your brains. Go and get your books. Nick the Knowledge, best in the business. He knows the size, weight, value, location and security arrangements surrounding every item worth nicking in the whole of London. Suddenly, a plan was forming.
His half of the stage darkens, the other half lights. Elizabeth is still tied to the chair, Dimitri is pacing.
So what are you going to do anyway? There can't be many Ruskies in London with all the Cold War and whatnot. Or is it that? You a spy or something? Over here to see if we're on our way to the moon?
I do not care about the moon.
Oh, so it's not the space race, it must be the arms race, eh? Nukes? Well, don't worry, sunshine. When my Jimmy catches up with you, he'll soon have a rocket up your arse.
Jimmy Mac will do as I say. No rocket, no ass, just egg.
We'll see. Hey, you untie me for a minute, could ya? I'm desperate to go pee.
I cannot trust you.
You're gonna have to.
You are lying.
A lady never lies about this. Ooh, quick!
Dimitri rushes to untie her. As soon as she's free, she grabs the gun from the table and turns to point it at Dimitri.
Didn't teach you much in spy school, did they?
I told you, I am not a spy.
Not a very good one. Anyway, whatever. You've put Jimmy in danger. And no one threatens my husband and gets away with it.
She fires the gun. There's no bang, only a click. She fires again. The same thing happens.
What the?
There are no bullets. I would not put a loaded gun to a lady's head.
Eh? You're a right bloody strange one, ain't you?
And you are not to be trusted.
He grabs her and ties her quickly. That side of the stage darkens and the other lights. We see James carefully weighing a whole pineapple on a set of scales. Seemingly satisfied, he puts on his balaclava and leather gloves, then tests his torch. His side darkens and we return to Dimitri and Elizabeth. Dimitri is doing press-ups.
15, 16, 12.
Do you want me to count? 6 and 8, 68. 7 and 3, 73. And on its own number, 4.
You're very funny. Here, are you trying to look up my cert, you dirty sod? I've heard all about you randy foreigners, all iced up your veins and fire in your goulash.
No, not true. I am a married man.
No.
Yes, I too am a Jimmy Mac.
You ain't no Jimmy Mac.
I am husband, and I am father. And I have my son.
Hey, who? Not the TSB.
You mean KGB, I think.
Untie me, you silly sod.
That side darkens and on the other side we see James, torch scanning.
Right, here goes. The things you do for love. It looks doable. Over the gates, across the courtyard, up the drain pipe, onto the balcony, in through a window. I guess if anyone can, I can.
He turns the torch off. Cut to the other half of the stage. Dimitri is untying Elizabeth. She gently takes his hand and leads him to the table. She sits him down and pours him a cup of tea.
Come on, it can't be all that bad. Tell me about it.
My wife is like you. She has the nice shape. And like you, she is foolish. She insult the wrong man. He touch her, she slap him. His friends laugh, but he is mafia. You know Mafia.
Yeah, well, kind of. We know Ronnie and Reggie.
This man, he is Russian, Ronnie and Reggie, and he is shamed by my wife. So he steal our son. And he say if you want boy, bring egg.
A Fabergé egg? I think Jimmy did mention it once.
Yes, the Peter the Great egg from the Queen's Gallery in the Buckingham Palace. The egg only the Jimmy Mack could steal.
Cut to other half of the stage. James is shining his torch in the Fabergé egg. It is on a plinth.
Hey, look at that. That's definitely not jewellery. Not really. Look at the size of it. You can't wear that around your neck. That's more of an ornament. A knick-knack. Excellent. This is not breaking my code.
He picks the egg up and immediately a loud alarm goes off.
Shit, the weight sensor.
Back to Elizabeth and Dimitri.
So, is your wife pretty? Jimmy says I'm better looking than Jean Shrimpton.
Jimmy Mack says that.
Yeah.
Jimmy Mack is a funny guy.
Jimmy Mack is a gentleman.
Oh, I am sorry. Jimmy Mack is a funny gentleman.
Jimmy is a gentleman and he loves me.
Yes, that is the joke. He always talks about you. My darling Elizabeth. My darling Elizabeth. Jimmy loves Elizabeth. Everybody knows that the Crown and Rose.
Rose and Crown.
This Crown and Rose. Everyone knows. I know, but I was desperate. Only the best thief could steal it.
My Jimmy.
Yes, your Jimmy. Of course, Jimmy Mack. He better hurry back.
Yes, it's a bit like the song, isn't it? Jimmy, oh Jimmy, Jimmy
You
Mack.
English are all crazy. Please, no more talking. Definitely no more singing.
Cut to other half of stage. The alarm is ringing. James manages to place the pineapple in place of the egg. The alarm stops. Dimitri and Elizabeth are sat at the table. The phone rings. They both jump. Dimitri picks it up.
You have my merchandise. Yes, everything is doubly hunky. Yes, she is okay, but she is doing my heads in. Tell you about it. I am telling you about it. Success.
James clambers through the window.
You're safe.
Of course. Are you okay?
Very well, thank you. Jimmy's been delightful.
Oh, has he now?
James reaches into his bag and pulls out the Fabergé egg. He passes it to Dimitri.
Thank you, Jimmy Mack.
James slowly pulls a gun from his pocket.
I don't usually do violence, but no one threatens my wife.
Dimitri and Elizabeth turn to face James. He cocks the trigger. Elizabeth screams. James pulls the trigger. There's a loud bang. Dimitri clutches his chest.
Jimmy, what? You're cold. You don't do violence.
No, I don't.
Jimmy, what have you done?
Starting pistol, it fires blanks. Very loud blanks. Enough to give someone a fright or teach them a lesson.
Yes. Maybe I deserve to lick the sheet. I am sorry, Jimmy Mack. Thank you, Jimmy Mack. Thank you.
Now on your bike.
Yeah, go get your son.
Yes, my son. Goodbye, Jimmy Mack. Goodbye, Jean Shrimptons.
Jean Shrimptons?
Yeah, he said I was far better looking.
Did he now? Well, he's right. But anyway, listen, about your gambling, it's over. Do you understand?
Yes, Jimmy Mack.
You sure?
Absolutely, Jimmy Mack. I cross my heart and I promise Jimmy Mack.
And I've been thinking. I think we should spend more time together. You'll know, go out to places like we used to.
Oh, Jimmy, yes. Hey, I'm so glad you're back, Jimmy Mack.
She kisses him. They embrace. Jimmy Mack by Martha Reeves and the Vandrellas play.